some Jordan 4s to look at. The Air Jordan 4 Retro, now this is that Cave Stone colorway. Before we get into the review, do me a favor, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. If you do dig the content, also hit that share button. These videos that we do on this channel are strictly for review purposes, so if you do happen to have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to drop those down below. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the review. So this sneaker does come in this all gray box. Now to the touch, it does kind of feel textured, just to kind of give you like this, you know, stone appeal. Smack dead in the middle, you do have the Jordan logo there with the Flight branding in black. Now, if you do a 360 around the box, you will notice more of that hit of gray. The bottom portion of the sneaker, nothing too fancy going on there. It just has your hit of gray. Now, you do have some Nike branding here and copyright information on white. Over on this side, you do have the Jordan logo with the Flight branding. For those that do care about that, there you go. Now, the box label on the sneaker does read Air Jordan 4 Retro. The colorway says Cave Stone, Black, and then Phantom. Now, when you do open the box, and it is a swing box lid situation, up under the hood, you do have more of that hit of gray. Now, on the inside, it is more smooth. It's not textured like it is on the outside, the exterior. Inside the box, you are met with this white wax paper here, and it does kind of have like the paint blotches here in gray, and we actually have seen that on other Air Jordan 4 sneakers, so nothing too special there. When you do open the when you move past like the wax paper on the outside, you are met with more white tissue paper, and then you actually have like the sneaker itself. Pretty dope concept. I don't really understand like what the Cave Stones, you know, concept is really like about or anything like that. I just know that, you know, it's just an Air Jordan 4 sneaker that they gave us, and it does have the hit of gray. Now, inside of the box, you do have your white and green sticker there on the inside. Let's move that out the way. But yeah, man, pretty decent sneaker, Air Jordan 4s. Yeah, without question, these are probably one of the most popular silhouettes that the Jordan brand does have to offer. It has become like, you know, more popular as of recently. This one thing that I was most happy about was that Nike Air branding on the back. I just felt like that was a solid concept. I hate the fact that they try to give us that Jordan logo on the back, but I kind of understand. But the rules to it used to be the Nike Air branding would be on the back on the OG colorways. Now they're kind of just throwing the Nike Air branding on the back because I guess they're noticing that, like, you know, the public tends to like that a little bit better. So I'm here for it. But yeah, man, excellent concept. Love the sneaker. It does have your standard build just like any other Air Jordan 4. I do like the hits of the nubuck on the upper. Yeah, man, let's go ahead and jump right into it. But again, this is the Air Jordan 4 Retro in that Cave Stone colorway. So we're going to take a look at the right sneaker like we always do. Now, from first observation, the sneaker does look like what you would expect from like any other Air Jordan 4. On the lateral side of the sneaker, you do have this triangular wing. Now the wing here, it is kind of like semi-translucent, like you can't really like see through it or anything, but it does kind of have like, you know, this kind of like see-through appeal, and it is in that Cave Stone color. They did go ahead and give us these black lace crowns this time on this sneaker. Now the entire upper portion of this sneaker is composed of this nubuck material, and it is kind of like, you know, transitional, excellent quality on this one. In the mid panel here, you do kind of have like that rib netting material with most Air Jordan 4s, and it does detach as it should. But up underneath in that kind of Cave Stone color, you do have like, you know, some nylon mesh material. They do have more of that kind of like gray, kind of brown, if you will, stitching that does kind of like, you know, match the nubuck. The sock liner of the sneaker, this time they gave us that hit of black. The midsole of the sneaker, it is a two, you know, part situation, just like any other Air Jordan 4. You do have the hit of black over on this side, and then you do have the hit of black and then white over on the end going towards the heel. They do have that cutout for the air bubble, and that is consistent with most Air Jordan 4 sneakers. Other than that, they do kind of have like, you know, this kind of like rubber material coming from like, you know, the outsole, and that is in that Cave Stone color, and that that is kind of like, kind of like semi-translucent as well. And that's pretty much it for the lateral side. Now going towards the front toe box area of the sneaker, you are met with more of that nubuck material here. Of course, you do have like, the hit of stitching. Now the mud guard situation, they did keep it consistent with that cave stone color there. Up top, going toward the upper portion of the toe box, you do have more of that black netting material, just like you do on the side panels here in black. And then you do have that nylon mesh material showing up underneath. The sneaker itself, this time around, they did give us these kind of like, cave stone, flat laces here for the sneaker. This knitting, this rib knitting material here, it does go up about 3/4 of the tongue. And then like the remainder of the tongue is actually in that nubuck material and that cave stone color. On the tongue, you do have this gray tag here. You do have the black Jordan Jumpman logo with the hit of the flight branding there in white. Behind the tongue here, you do have this hit of black. The black is consistent with the black here for the sock liner. On the back of the tongue, you do have this cave stone kind of color tag here, and it does have the Air Jordan text there in black. Black rib material over on this side. Black lace crowns here, and the triangular wing again, you do have that cave stone hit in this, with this semi-translucent material here, plastic, or like, it might be like some sort of like TPU material. But you do have more of the hits of the nubuck. And then like, the stitching here does have like, the hits of the cave stone color there. Over on this side, the midsole is kind of consistent, but it is two-tone. They did give you the hit of black and then a hit of white. And then of course you can see the other side for the air bubble on this one, on this side. Now going towards the rear, they did give us this semi-translucent pull tab here in that cave stone color. But one thing again, I love the fact that they gave us that Nike Air brand in here in black. You do have some stitching going throughout the nubuck here on the back, and of course you can see more of the white and black outsole here on the rear as well. And that's pretty much it. The bottom portion of the sneaker, pretty consistent with any other Air Jordan 4 bottom. You do have like your herringbone traction going throughout the entire bottom portion here. This time they gave us the hit of black up top and going towards the heel here. They did give us like, that hit of gray for the mid portion, and then you do have these hits of white here, and then smack dead in the middle, you do have that Nike brand in there in black. And that's pretty much it. Now the left sneaker is pretty consistent with the right. They do have the Nike Air branding on the back over on this side. The insole is the same. Everything is consistent over on this end. If I were to rate this sneaker, I would definitely give this one a solid, let's go ahead and give this one a solid 9 out of 10. The only thing that's stopping it being from a solid 10 would actually be the nubuck. Not that I'm not a fan of it or anything like that. I just kind of see it being a situation where if you spill something on these, it'd be hard to clean. Nubuck on sneakers, and me do not agree by it being like, like a darker tone. It's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you spill something on it, you probably won't be able to notice it. But at the end of the day, when I spill something about sneakers, if it's noticeable to me, I don't even be wanting to wear it no more. So it just is what it is. Solid 9 out of 10. But I do feel like nubuck was the correct option on this one. Leather was not the way to go. But yeah, man, that's really the only thing that I take away from this one. As far as like comfort and size, and I did put these on feet, these do tend to fit just like any other Air Jordan 4. For me, that is true to size. I would not recommend going up a half size or anything like that on this one. Just stay true to what you know. Just understand, like, what Jordan 4 is. It does have like that slope here, so it is kind of rough on your pinky toe, and I have mentioned that on other videos. Just keep that in mind. But again, don't go up or down a half size on that to alleviate the situation there. Over time, the more you wear the sneaker, it will break in and get more comfortable for you. And that's pretty much it. But I definitely want to thank the vendor who actually gifted the sneaker to review on the channel for you guys. And I do highly encourage you guys to stay engaged like always. I can be reached on all social media platforms. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, even here on YouTube Everything is at the King of Soul. But before we go, I'm gonna hit you guys with a 360 and the B-roll like I always do. But yeah, there you go. Air Jordan 4 Retro. Now again, this is that cave stone colorway. There's the front of the sneaker, lateral side of the right, lateral side of the left. There's your bottom. There's the medial side. And then there's the rear. And I thank you guys for taking the time to tune in like always. But until next time, see you later.